Okay, WA0ORI, this is W5GHU, Oklahoma. We've got a high noise level here, and so it gives you a lot of competition, but we were able to copy some bit of your traffic there. So I'll get them and turn your direction. Here it comes. Well, before I do that, Augie, let me ask Don a question. You got any traffic for me, Don? NA5VW5GHU, over.
No, thank you, Billy. Just hello, and it's been a while since I've been on here, so I'm copying you 5 to 10 over 9. Hope you hear me. And I have no traffic. Go ahead, Billy.
Okay, NA5VW5GHU. We're hearing you most of the time. We're able to deal with this noise for whatever its explanation is, Don, and we're hearing you mostly. Better than 80% copy, Don. So I'll get here. I'm going to try again to turn it over to you. KC7YDH75GHU.
Okay, Billy, very fine. W5GHU KI7YDH standing in for Tom, who is down the hall. Maybe he's on his way back. Very fine. Don, a nice signal. Nice signal. Tom, I think in Chicago, as Billy said, the noise is giving you quite a bit of competition here. Rough copy here. So I guess with the warm weather that I've been waiting for, I've had enough of the cold weather here. With the warm weather comes the summer noise, I guess I remember from last year. And we were so thankful when the storm season ended and the noise subsided and 40 meters was great. And propagation was improving. The solar cycle, whatever it is, Billy knows all about that. And we've had some wonderful times on 40 meters, but here comes the summer noise again. Tom, are you back? K5VS, K5VWZ, KI7YDH. Yeah, KI7YDH, K5VWZ. Yeah, the trip down the hall is not but 10 steps that way and 10 steps back. That was on purpose and design, how we designed the Radio Shack in the apartment. We didn't like to have to take too long a trip. But anyway, everybody sounded pretty good. You're still good. Billy, you're still good. Don is still good. The other station, Bram, I'm not sure where he went, and ORI, 5 miles away from me, owes me a speaker, so let's just check real quick. Anybody else for the Arizona Roundtable tonight? K5DWZ filling in?
W0SKI.
W0SKI, good evening, how are you?
I'm good, Tom. This is Rick in Tucson for the other folks I don't know here. But copying everybody real well tonight, except the Zero station on the intercoastal waterway. That sounds really cool. Is he in a boat, I wonder? If I lived down the intercoastal, I would have a boat right there, that's for sure. Anyway, everybody's sounding real good. Augie, you're 20 to 30 over S9. You're still at QSD there, but kind of back and forth between 20 and 30 over. Sounded real good, though. Tom, you're 20 over. Billy, Bob's station, I think you're using Bob's station, I guess, W5WSS. You're plus 10 here in Tucson, and Don, you're a little weak, but I can hear you S9, or 5 and 9, I should say. You're completely copyable, but just not a real strong signal tonight. But let's see, what did I do today? Not too darn much. Rode my bicycle, and my wife and I walked, and I got pretty pooped out from that. I come home from riding my bicycle, and my wife put me to work vacuuming the house, and that's a big job in this house. And sat around watching golf most of the afternoon, didn't do too much else. I spent the last couple of days just trying to get on the internet and find fluids and parts for my boat. And they're getting harder and harder to find, let alone expensive. The expensive things are, the things that were cheap are expensive now. As a matter of fact, one locking nut was like $5. I should just go down to Ace Hardware, I guess, and get something that'll work. Anyway, that's about all we got here. Just wanted to say hello to everybody, and we'll pass it back to Tom, K5 VWZ for the Avero SKI.
All right, Rick, W0SKI. The other Tom, who's here, also here in Sargent, he's only running 100 watts at the moment. I'm running a kilowatt, so that's probably why you're not hearing the other Tom too well. Billy, any traffic for Rick there, W0SKI, over?
Okay, it's W5GHU. Well, Rick had said he was going to consider that antenna that I've been using at Sierra Vista, and so that's one of the few comments I could make. We're not hearing Rick real well, but we're blaming that on our local noise. But so I'm just that's the only traffic I've got for Rick is I'm hearing him a little bit, but it's because we have a local noise trouble. So I'm reminding him that he mentioned a potential about him possibly pursuing a different antenna. So that's what I've got, Tom. Thank you, Tom. W5GHU over.
All right, Billy, got you. Rick, I hope you're copying Billy. He's discussing and commenting about maybe a better antenna for your station. Anyway, having said that, anybody else for the Arizona Roundtable? Oh, I hear somebody out there pretty light. Did anybody copy that station? No response. Just general information. It was interesting to talk to Barbara Dunn today, KT6R. He found me on 17 meters in Choice Peak on the activity group. That was kind of interesting. So that was kind of neat to have him show up there today. Don, NA5D, any words of wisdom for the group tonight, over?
Well, I don't have any good news. The Allen, Texas shootout was just about 4 miles from here, so I did have that ball within the area driving, but wouldn't have it, and nothing, a few miles away to the north, but it's pretty shocking. So that's all I've got to say, Tom, and you can read everything I know will be on the news, which is not very much. Over $10, which is good. So just sorry to report that, but that just happened, as you know, yesterday. NA5D, and I'll be listening out. Thanks, Tom.
All right, Don, NA5D, K5DWZ in the group. Anybody else for the Arizona Roundtable? Pretty slim out here tonight. Might be a little early for Frank and some of the other guys. Augie, I'll send it over to you for any comments, any ramblings for the group. KI7YDH, K5BWZ, Rick.
Okay, Tom. K5BWZ, KI7YDH here. Good evening to you, Rick. Good signal. 10 over here this evening. Band is noisy, as we've been commenting. And Don, your signal is maintaining. I think you're on your loop, and it's doing a good job here. It's amazing. It's doing a good job here. With regard to projects, I'm going to ask Billy. I think you were going to work with Bob back there and put in a beverage. I'm just interested to know how the plans for that are progressing. And then the projects here. Last time I went to run my little Bobcat, the starter went quick. So I think the battery's good, the connections are good. I think the contacts in the starter solenoid, I think, have turned away to where they don't quite meet. So that's what I think I'm going to find. And tomorrow I might try and retrieve it and remove it from the Bobcat. It's been a long time since I've played Shade True Mechanic, but it's about time. So we'll have that as a project, and then tobacco, the one that I have left from the business that I concluded when I lost the CDL. We roaded it. I roaded it yesterday up to the pastor's place, about 15 miles, and he gave a report that he had a big pile of dirt to move, and so he has almost finished it. Has moved an awful lot of dirt. Spent quite a bit of time on it. He and his kids were having just a lot of fun, and have another family that needs some mesquite stumps pulled, so maybe in a few weeks we'll run the machine down there. I don't really like to road it very much. It eats up tires and puts time on the engine, but it's fun pulling mesquite trees if you know you're not going to hit any water lines. So we may, that's a future project, we'll see. Don't know what I'll find when I remove the starter from the Bobcat, but I have an idea. Another project is on the backhoe itself, and that's the hydraulic cylinder that operates the steering, the tie rods, bolts up front on the front of the machine. When I get it back for some time to work on it, I'm going to consider removing that and maybe driving it up to the Deere dealership in Tucson and having them put the rebuild kit in it. Anyway, that's it for here. Back to you, Tom. K5VWZ, KI7YDH.
Yeah, KI7YDH in the group, K5VWZ. I'm going to take a shot in the dark here real quick and see if Pat over in Florida stuck around with us. W5FO Pat, Florida, did you stick around with us, Pat? No, he might have just checked in and out. Anybody else for the Arizona Roundtable? And not hearing anything, and I've got somebody up on 153, 154 that's kind of tearing me up a little bit, and tight as I got these filters set, they're still bothering me a little bit. Tom, WA0ORI, Sergeant, jump in there and say something to the group, folks.
Okay, very good. This is WA0ORI. Anybody looking for a stand gas or low end, the 75-meter loop that I use, and it's just, even at 20 feet off the ground, the thing works just great. And if I had the room down here on the coastal waterway, I would have a loop up, but unfortunately, on 50 by 110 foot. So, but yeah, is the way to go if you've got the space or the ability to put it up. So, looking forward to getting a little bit more on 40 meters. My last recollection before the days gone by was when we used to have to fight with the international broadcast stations to get a few open frequencies. So, anyway, we'll turn it over and enjoy reasonable. This is
Yeah, W0ORI, K5VWZ, yeah. And, interesting, competing with the broadcast stations. When I lived in Stavanger, Norway, we would get on 7130 in the mornings early and have our little roundtable before the broadcast station came in. And it was certainly legal, but thankfully they've moved off. But, yeah, we used to get in under them before they became active and did our thing. let's go see Billy, W5GHU, K5DWZ. How's traffic? How's the noise? Any better? Any worse? Over. W5GHU.
W5GHU.
Billy, I was going to send it up to you with a question. How's the frequency? Any less, any worse on the noise? Over.
Well, that's not going to be changing the noise until we find out what we're dealing with. We don't have enough facts yet. We got some tests planned to run to increase our knowledge about what kind of noise we're dealing with here and what the origin of it is or what we can do about it. But we haven't got to run those tests yet. So we're hoping that next week we'll get to run some tests. It's going to depend on the weather. The weather's going to influence our ability to set up and run tests. We're interested in those who can hear us and those who cannot hear us. So can you tell, Tom, who could not hear us during this short time we've been on frequency? K5VWZ, W5GHU, over.
Yeah, W5GHU in the group, K5DWZ. Your bomb station's putting out a good signal. You're 10 plus down here in the part of Texas, Billy. And I'm going to assume that you've got a 12-volt operated transceiver, so you can kill the power to the house and isolate the house from the noise generation. Over.
Okay, I understand your question. Yeah, it's not internally to the house. We'll be able to tell you more about it if we run some tests. Over.
All right, I got you. Yeah, I've done that deal, run the HF on 12 volts, and realized I still had one circuit on, and it turns out it was that circuit. All right, well, we'll look for updates on that, Billy. NA5E, Don, any words of wisdom for the group tonight, over? Don might have checked out. Was the KG7HBR Bram? Did you come back and join us?
Yeah, this is Kilo Golf 7 Hotel Victor Romeo. Hopefully it's a little bit better of a signal.
Yeah, you're about 10 over with me, Bram. I called you a moment ago. Any traffic for the group or any comments for the group, over?
Oh, I was just listening on the band here. I don't usually get on here very often. I'm on an 80-meter loop, and so like you said, I got on here and was listening around and listened to you guys. You were pretty strong earlier, so I just kind of parked here and listened, and I tried to get in there without the amp, but yeah, the band's pretty noisy. I'm up here in northern Arizona. I'm in Prescott Valley, so I'm about 5,100 feet or something like that. So just 7 miles of Prescott, where they have the rodeo and all that fun stuff.
I got you. All right, Bram, real fine. Well, you going to stick around for a little bit? I want to send it over to Augie out there in Arizona. He may hear you or may not. We kind of try to pass it around, share some wisdom and knowledge, and kill a little time and have fun on the radio, right?
Yeah, QSL. I'll stick around for a little bit. KG7HVR.
All right, Brent. Thanks for joining us. Augie, KI7YDH, K5DWZ in the group.
Okay, Tom. Yes, this is KI7YDH. I didn't get the handle of the Prescott station, but running that 80-meter loop, putting in a good signal here, about 10 over, REQ5 above the noise. What's the handle there, please? Handle here is Augie, over.
QSL Augie. My son's name's actually August. Anyway, my name is Bram, Bravo Romeo Alpha Mike. So we're up here in Prescott Valley, which is next to Prescott. We're just a little bit lower than they are.
Okay, Bram. Thank you very much. Got the information I need for the log. KG7HVR. How Victor Radio is what I have the calls. Prescott, let's see. I have, when I was flying back in the day, made several trips into the Prescott Airport. They have a nice airport there. And one of the stories from that, I was going up there to fly a pastor and his wife down to Sierra Vista. They were, I think, speaking at our church or something. And I was flying my single engine, you know, four-seater, the Piper Comanche. And when I met the couple in the airport, brought them out to the tarmac, and the pastor's wife looked at the airplane and she said, "Oh, doesn't it have two of those things?" And she meant engines. And of course, it only had one engine. I said, "No, this one only has one." But anyway, they got in, and I was having starter problems, so I had to prop the engine to get things started. You talk about a real confidence builder, expecting a twin engine, finding only a single engine, and then the pilot having to prop the engine to get it started. But of course it started, and I had the tail tied when I propped it so nothing got out of hand, and got in and flew them down to Sierra Vista with no further incidents. So that's one of my stories here about what I remember about my experiences up in Prescott. I think the church used to have a camp up there in the woods someplace too, which may be going up for sale. But anyway, that's my comments on Prescott. Beautiful country up there. And so let me run it back to Tom. Tom, K5VWZ, KI7YDH.
Okay, Augie, and you copied Bram's name correctly. I'm not sure if you got his call sign. His suffix is Hotel Victor Radio. I'll say again, Hotel Victor Radio. Copy.
Copy, thank you.
All right, well, let's go over and see what Rick has to say. W0SKI. Rick and the group, jump in there and share some smarts with us, don't
I don't have any of those, but anyway, W5VWZ and the group W0SKI. Bram's signal is great down here in Tucson. I'm real familiar with Prescott up there. That's a beautiful part of the country, beautiful part of Arizona. I like it up there. It's really pretty. You're about 30 over, Bram. If you were just running 100 watts there, boy, that's pretty good. It sounded like you clicked on an amplifier maybe, though. Anyway, and Billy, I wanted to answer your inquiry about the Buckmaster. I think the Buckmaster's going to take second fiddle to all the bills I got to pay this summer with all the boat maintenance that I have to have done this summer. And like I said, I'm trying to put together a buy list of all the stuff I need for the two boats, and it's really, really hard to find one provider that can get you everything you need. I can get pieces here and pieces there, and everything. It just seems like it's kind of a sign of the time. They say it's, what do they call it, supply chain issues or something like that. But I don't think anybody wants to invest in having any product in their business anymore. They want to wait for you to order something, and then they'll order it from their supplier rather than have the cost of all that material sitting there waiting to be sold. It seems that way anyway. But there's one wholesale dealer that I've dealt with for years. I mean, I used to just get everything from them, and now this year I can only get maybe 50% of it, and have to piecemeal around other sites, and that incurs, more shipping charges and all that. I like to buy stuff online where I get free shipping, especially if I spend over $100. I want free shipping. So if I can't buy it from this wholesale marine guy, I'm kind of stuck. Anyway, no Buckmaster for me for a while, Billy. If anything, you know what I've been thinking about doing? I'd like to put up a 40-meter loop. I think I could do that. The only thing is I'm not sure how that would work, because it would be, to me, putting up a loop, it's kind of aimed in the wrong direction, if you know what I mean. It's like it's aiming straight up into outer space or down into the ground. Anyway, I don't know how they work, but I might be able to do that here. But I don't have any way to put up anything high. Don't have enough trees in the area, and I'm sure that my HOA here at the Butterfly Mountain Estates, there's no way they're going to let me have a tower unless it's a crank up or something like that. They might allow something like that, but I'm not going to spend that kind of money. And Augie, I wanted to comment about you doing that, propping that engine. Man, that's dangerous. Holy cow. To do that by yourself, well, I don't know. I'd never do that. I will never prop an airplane. If I can't start it with a battery or something, if the starter kicks out or something like that, I'm not going to do it. No way. I was helping my buddy. I think he was even working on my airplane. No, it wasn't my airplane. It was somebody else's. But I always held the prop for him while he did the compression check. And if you're familiar with that, you take the spark plugs out so it won't fire or anything, but you pump air into the cylinder, and then you read how fast it leaks and that kind of thing. And you put about 80 pounds in, and then you read how much actually is in the cylinder. And if you don't hold that thing at exactly right top dead center, that thing will spin. It'll take your arm off, too. I had to, and one day I was holding the thing for him, and he told me to move it a little bit, and I lost it. It got away from me, and boy, I rolled away from that thing as fast as I could, and it flipped around, I don't know, 2 or 3 times before it stopped. Nope, I wouldn't prop it for sure. No way. I know a guy, the guy that had the hangar next to me in Cedar Rapids, when I had my airplane at Cedar Rapids, Eastern Iowa Airport, he had a Lancer, not a Lancer, what the heck was that? Anyway, it was one of those put together yourself airplanes, very fast though, and he put a piece in the fuel line backwards, and when he propped the airplane, the thing took off. It went full power, went right through the hangar. Didn't kill him, thank goodness, but he got out of the way of it somehow. But it went right through my hangar door, just chopped the door all to pieces. And I was scared to death when I came out there, and I thought, oh my God, what happened to my airplane? This guy crashed into my airplane, but thank goodness the door stopped the airplane. But anyway, that's my story on flying, Augie, for the day. So, anyway, let's see. I don't know who it goes to. I'll send it back to Tom. K5, VWZ, W0SKI. I think this will be my last one, so 7-3, guys.
All right, W0SKI, K5VWZ. Rick, you probably hear me pretty good. I'm running a kilowatt, but I only copied about 40% of what you were relaying to the group. So, yeah, the band is pretty noisy tonight. But anyway, having said all of that, anybody else for the Arizona Roundtable? Frank, K4RPN, Frank, you around? Not hearing anything. Frank might be a little bit late. Tom, W0ORI, Sergeant, Texas. You copying Rick or any of the other guys? Any comments from the group? Yeah, I've got to run to Lake Jackson tomorrow, but I'll be back 11 o'clock-ish. If you're out and about riding along Creekside, you know where I'm at. Be guy, nice to shake your hand. I'll give you the 50-cent tour of the shack. W5GHU in the group, K5DWZ. Billy, say something.
Okay, this W5GHU. Well, I'll tell you what, the band's fading for us here at this location. I guess it's going wrong or something like that. because we're not hearing anybody very well at all here. That's my guess as the band's gone long. It might be some other reason, but that's about all I know to say is we're not hearing anybody very well, but I heard you well enough that you told me, we've been happy that this equipment is working well enough that you all could hear us. Any of you who reported appear to report that you can hear us okay. So we're happy about that. So, this is about as good as our transmit side is going to be. We're going to work on the receive side as circumstances permit us to work on improving the receive side. Thank you for asking. K5VWZ, W5GHU over.
Yeah, W5GHU in the group. Billy, your signal is actually improved as the night has gotten closer. You were 18 and a half over down here with me that time, so I'm hoping you're hearing me as well. But I'm going to kind of start wrapping it up here. It's about time for me to get up on 160. Let's just run it past the group real quick. NA5 Victor, Don, Fairview, Texas. Any final comments for the group? Over. Stepped away. KG7HVR, Bram Prescott, any final words for the group before I get out of here, Owen?
I'll look for you guys tomorrow about 7 o'clock Arizona time. I'll have the amp ready. I was going to say, I got a bunch of different radios over here, and so it'd be fun to break in with a new group and try all my old radios and some of my newer radios. So it's great listening to the stories and stuff like that, and this is the kind of radio stuff I like.
All right, Brent. Well, we'll look for it tomorrow, the next day. We don't have a specific frequency. Anywhere between 7145, 7155. We're trying to find a spot between all the other stations that are here. Normally about 0200 Zulu is when we try to get the group active, so we'll be here. Make a note of the logbook there. 7-3s and good night, and have a good evening. KI7YDH Augie, anything else for the group before I get out of here, Greg?
Okay, Tom, thank you. Just comment to Rick there in Tucson, and incidentally, Billy, yes, signal is about 20 over here, has really built up quite a bit, and I guess you're on that vertical antenna, doing a fine job. Rick, I learned to fly on a plane that had an unreliable starter. I never knew if it was going to crank or not, and so my instructor taught me how to prop an aircraft and to get the engine started. And you want to be careful, several things, that the mags are off and that indeed they're off. And the brakes, it's nice to have someone in the cockpit who has the brakes on. And if you don't have that, you tie the tail, because I guess there was a video way back in the day that showed a husband and his wife, and he propped maybe a Cessna 170 or something like that. And the thing came up, and started and ran, and his wife didn't know about pulling the throttle back to an idle. And the plane ran around, and this fellow ran around trying to catch it, and I guess ultimately was killed with a prop strike. So they can be dangerous. But when you're taught how, you learn how to kind of swing in such a way that when you pull the prop through, your body moves away from it, and if you've got that down, then propping is okay. I'm told there also was a way to prop radial engines, but I didn't have need to know that. Having said that, I think I'll close with everyone else and let my filaments cool off here. Back to you, Tom. KVWZ KI7YDH.
All right, Augie. Yeah, that's an interesting story. I don't know that I want elaborate details, but I get the gist of it, and it's training, as with everything. If you know what you're doing, it's fairly safe. KI7YDH and the group K5VWZ. One last call. Anybody else for the Arizona Roundtable before we wrap it up?
Kilo 4, Romeo Victor, Norway.
Kilo 4, Radio Victor, Norway. Well, Frank, I'm glad that you showed up. W0SKI is riding along, KI7YDH. Augie is with us. Billy is up at Bob's place. W5GHU is at W5 Sugar Whiskey's place. And I've got a neighbor 5 miles away, WA0ORI. He's 5 miles away, hitting me 40 plus. You want to say hi to him and then say hi to the group, Frank, over?
Okay, what is it? W0ORI, is that it, Tom?
Yeah.
W0ORI, K4RVM. I don't hear anything, Tom. Billy W5GHU, K4RVN, or W5WSS. You were 25 over. I wanted to give you a report. 25 over with me.
I'm operating my switches here, Frank. K4RVN, W5GHU.
Yeah, let me break in for a second, Billy, Frank, Tom, can I break in a second?
So we're hearing you better because you're further away than the other stations that were here. So let us know how you're hearing us there, Frank. We're interested in reports about how this system is working here. K4RVN, W5GHU, over.
Hey, Billy.
Well, the system's working real good that you got there. You were 25 over. And I don't think I've heard that strong in quite a while. Everything's going good here. The weather was 83 degrees Fahrenheit today, so beautiful day. I understand we got some storms coming in. And all my antennas are up, so I'm doing fine, Billy. I hope you and Bob are. And howdy to Bob there. W5GHU and SIM3s to Augie and Rick and everybody else that was in there. And Tom, I did not hear the other station. K4RVN.
Okay, all right, let me check with Bob. K5VWZ, you defined, Tom, over.
Yeah, Billy, W5GHU, K5VWZ. Let me just hold frequency for just a second. Frank, listen up for Whiskey Alpha Zero Oscar Radio India. He's also here in my neck of the woods. He's about 5 miles away. Tom, reach out to Frank, K4RVN, and say hello.
Did you copy? I can hear somebody talking every now and then, but no intelligence on the signal. Over.
Okay, Frank. Yeah, fine business. Well, he's running 100 watts on an ICOM 7300 in an inset. Tom, a little horsepower goes a long way on 40 meters this day and time. All right. Well, let me step kindly out of the way, Frank. Good to hear you this evening, and FYI, Frank, W0SKI in Arizona is out there as well. I'll send it up to Billy, W5GHU. I'm out of here, and I'm heading up to the top band. See you later, Billy, and good night to the group. K5DWZ, I'm gone. Good night.
Great, Tom.
Okay, K5VWZ.